Um, the topic we are going to consider today in sharing my testimony is the sufficiency of God's grace in my life journey. The sufficiency of God's grace in my life journey. If you repeat after me, you would see that you are also talking to yourself. So can we say it? The sufficiency of God's grace in my life's journey. So you have made a confession, you have said something that the sufficiency of God's grace in your life, in my life. From the moment a child is born to the time the child exits this world, whether in childhood, whether in adolescence, or whether in middle age or old age, that can be described as a journey. It can be likened as a journey. Everybody has a journey he has embarked on, right from the day you were born. And this journey is without challenges, is not without challenges. There are challenges, there are trials, there are difficulties, there are anxieties, there are things that we feel that are happening to us in this life's journey. As I tell you about my story, briefly, in a very short period of time, I know that some parts of my story will resonate with you. You will identify with some things I will be saying, because we are all human beings and we are subjected to nearly the same things. And then my life story is divided into two parts. And the first part is from birth to 2016. Then from 2016 till date. I will not dwell much on the first part. I will just brush through. I want to say that I am, as you are seeing me like this, I am somebody who God has shown mercy even from birth. I was told, my mother told me, and people told me that before my mother gave birth to me, she had 5 other children who were dying in infancy. Number 1 died, number 2 died, number 3, and in infancy, up to in fact, when they got to the 4th child, she said, God, she prayed a prayer, she said, God, let this child I'm going to give birth to even just walk. If he's able to walk, it's okay for me. Then you can take him. Then my immediate senior brother, Jacobson, they call him Jacobson, that's the 5th child. He came and he walked a bit, then he was no more. So, but from my own self, I am now 61 years old when I was given birth to, and now I'm 61 years old. Is it my making? It's the grace of God that broke that chain of death in infancy. The jinx, whatever it is you can call it, my mother had to shed tears on account of the loss of her children from 1, 2, 3 up to number 5. But when God said, no more, and here I am, by the grace of God, I am 61 years old, and it's just by the grace of God. Back to our topic, the sufficiency of God's grace in my life's journey. There are 2 key words I want us to look at. First thing is grace, and the second thing is sufficient. Grace is the unmerited favor of God. Grace is the unmerited favor of God. something we don't deserve. It's God showing us love and kindness and forgiveness and being our strength in our weakness. That is grace. Without grace, most of us wouldn't have made it at whatever stage you are in your life journey. You wouldn't have made it to this stage without grace. So it's the grace of God that has kept me all these years. I became conscious that I was a human being about the age of 6. I don't have much memory about year 1 to 5. I don't have much memory. For reasons I will let you know. My father died in 1968. I was just 3 years old. And my mother, my immediate younger brother, was in the womb. That was why they named him Louis Fung in our language, meaning I left him in the womb. I mean, he left him in the womb. But later, his name was changed from that because our uncle said, they are alive. So why should they be calling their son, he left him in the womb. So they now named him Kadiri Sergius. So I didn't have any memory. I don't have any memory of my father as a child growing up. I don't. And then when he died in 1968, our mother remarried sometime around 1970 or thereabout. And her new husband, 1971, that was when I became conscious that I was somebody and I was a human being. And I was traveling down to Arochukwu, Oka. That Oka is the headquarters of Anambra. So I was on a journey. How I can't forget that journey is because that was my first time of entering a motor vehicle. This lorry. If you look under, you will see the road passing because the bed is made of wood. You will see the road passing. I looked by the side. I saw the trees are running, according to me. I saw trees running. I said, what kind of thing is happening in this? Trees are running. I have never entered a vehicle before. So that's why that journey is memorable. That's why I became conscious that I was a human being. And so, fast forward, when I went to my mother, that journey was taking me to my mother in Oka, to her husband and to where they were. And then I didn't know, I was just transitioning. From there, they now sent me to Arochukwu, where my maternal uncle was a soldier in the barracks there. So I didn't stay long, not up to some few months. I was transported to that place. So our childhood, myself and my brother, we did not stay with our father because our father was late, and our mother was not able to keep us with her because of culture and other things. And that is one of her pains. Each time she would talk to me when I grew up, but she would never say why or how. All she said is that it's not her intention that we will not stay with her, but she's helpless. So, and I understood. Children, young people, if you have your parents with you, please respect them, honor them, cherish the time you have with them. One of my most memorable moments in life, the happiest moments of my life, was when my mother would come home for either a vacation from the city. One time she was in Lagos, and then I was happy to be around her. It's one of my most memorable moments and happiest moments. So I want to say to you, young people, please, if you have your parents with you, cherish them, love them, and thank God for what you are enjoying. Another time, the devil struck. In that, when I was in Arochukwu, we went swimming. I was around 6 years old. We went swimming. Our uncle told us not to go swimming. But we children, that's where we fetch water and this, and it's a moving stream. So small children were jumping and entering swimming. They would jump inside, swim to the other side. And I thought that it's by power and by might, because they were my age mates. So I just jumped inside. Before I knew it, I was gulping water and drinking water, and I was gasping. I was trying to save my life. And everybody was looking at me because the current has already taken me far down. And the south, the thick bush, there's no how they can run by this side and intercept me in the front. I was gone. That would have been the end of me. And I now understand when they say a drowning man will cling to a straw for survival. And then God helped me as I was splashing my hand, and my hand caught hold of a root. And that is what saved me. Otherwise, it would have just been history. Somebody was born, and at age 6, he died. God has been gracious to me, honestly. Then, fast forward to 2016. 2000. I was working on Kano Meduguri Road, one project, my first major project in Kano. And I discovered that I was always feeling thirsty, going to urinate. And I went to a staff clinic, and they told me, you are diabetic. Year 2000, I was about 35 years old or so, thereabout. They said I was diabetic. Where is this one coming from? I have no family history of diabetes. That devastated me. But I want to say that since from that time till today, I've never entered into crisis on account of diabetes. God has sustained me all this time. Then the major thing that happened to me is in 2016. That's why I said my part, 2016 is a watershed period that defines my life into two parts. My wife knows better. I will give her some few minutes to say what happened, because most of the time I was not, let's say, conscious of what was happening. But all I know is that one day I was in Sabose. I woke up one morning and I found out that I was having neck pain. And I thought maybe I slept wrongly on the pillow. It used to happen. Then this thing didn't go. It was persisting. She was in Lagos that time. She went for a reunion of their Dodam Barracks choir, Anglican church choir. Dodam Barracks. They went for their reunion. I called her. I told her, see what happened. So by the time she came back, this thing happened on the 2nd of August, 2016. By the time she came back, the thing did not go. The pain did not go. So I went to the next hospital. If you know Sabawuse, the hospital is across the road. We were on this side, on Guanasara side. We went to the hospital. I went there by myself, and I got there, and I called my wife. They said they want to hospitalize me. So let her calm down. I will stop here. She will just continue from there, and then when I come up, I will round up.
Praise the Lord. I want to appreciate the Most High God for who He is. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He is the ancient of days. He is the one that changeth not. He remaineth the same. His mercies endureth forever. He is faithful. I want to thank Him for the privilege to be part of this journey and part of His life. For this privilege to go through this, and today I am standing. I want to give Him all the praises. Precisely 2016, like he said, I was in Lagos. He just called me and said, after much discussion, Norma, he now said he's feeling pain on his neck, that maybe he lied on his pillow. I said, okay, take paracetamol. He's the type of person that doesn't like taking drugs. So when I came back on Monday, that thing was on Saturday 2nd. Then on Monday I came back. He was still complaining of the neck. We tried to manage it, hot water, paracetamol, pain reliever, this, that. For almost 1 week, the thing was not stopping. I now said, on Monday, I said, it's better you go and complain. Maybe they will do X-ray. He now went to the hospital by himself with our first son across the road. Not up to an hour, he called me that they are going to admit him. I said, Kafadine. Somebody who walked to the hospital and called me now and said they are admitting him. I said, I'm coming. I now went to the hospital. By the time I would reach the hospital, he was already on the bed. They are collecting vomits. I said, what happened? They said BP has risen. The doctor came, that they said the BP is high. I said, okay, he has not eaten anything. Let him just eat something. He cannot eat. He was just vomiting. I feared because the vomiting was scaring. I feared. I now called the junior brother that was inside the town in Garki. I said, this is the condition of my husband. He's just vomiting. He said, and our NHIS is with Garki Hospital. He now said, I should bring him to Garki Hospital. Why I went out of the hospital to call him, he now called the brother again inside the hospital. The brother is saying, Kadedamu, I'm fine. He called me back. He said he's saying he's fine. I said, are you listening to me or you listening to me? I said he's not fine. He's vomiting. Here, Faru, you people will ask me, he said, okay, can I drive? I should tell them to discharge him and take him to Garki Hospital. That was how I went to the doctor. I said, please discharge us. I want to take him to Garki Hospital. That was, I said our NHIS is with Garki. So that was why they were able to discharge us. We now went to Garki Hospital. When we arrived at the hospital, we went to see the doctor straight. They checked on him because he was just okay. No any sign, nothing, except that vomit. So when they checked him, they gave us drugs and said we can go back. The house is not far from the hospital. They said we can go back home and then come tomorrow. We now went back to the house. When we were going, I just packed my children, packed our load. I said, I don't think this thing that is happening now, Garki Hospital, they will take care of us. I don't want to be doing up and down from Sabose to Garki. Until we are true, we will not come back this side. Sometimes you don't say negative things to yourself. That was how I packed my children all to Garki. We went to the house in that August. When we came back from the hospital, he said he wants to sleep. I just went and lying down. We lied down together. Not up to an hour. He said, I want to ease myself. Stand up. I said, okay, stand up. As soon as he just stand up, God helped me. I was conscious. I was looking at him. I just saw him coming down. He was falling. I just jumped from the hospital, from the bed, and blocked him with my body. He didn't reach ground. I said, what happened? He said he can't even stand. I just held him back to the bed and called the brother. They said we should go back to the hospital. That's how we went back to the hospital. When we reached the hospital that very day, the first doctor came. They tested the BP. It was 280, 180. That one did not say anything. He left. He called another person. The other doctor tested it until they went and called their consultant. When the consultant came and tested it and he said, Oga, is your heart beating? He said, no. Do you have a headache? He said, no. Are you feeling dizzy now? He said, nothing. And your BP is this high? Lie down. That was the end of it. They lied him down. They gave him injection. They did everything. He was just there. In the night, they posted us to the ward. That night, he started groaning. He was shouting. He was groaning that his neck. He was shouting that neck. The stroke pain reliever was not working. Nothing was working. He was just shouting, groaning. Of course, that's where the tears started from. We started crying. I was crying. I was calling on God. The very day we were admitted, myself and my junior sister, my only sister, blood sister, we started prayer and fasting. We started that day to run it for 70 days. After the doctors, they came, there was nothing they could do. For almost 3 to 4 days, that's why he was shouting. And another doctor suggested radiation, physiotherapy. So before the brother even came around, a nurse just walked to me and said, Madam, why are you crying like this? I said, he's giving up. He said he wants to die. He's telling me to give him paper to write things. Then the eye was still okay. Oh. I said, what have I done to him? My son just finished secondary school, my first son, 2016. And he said he wants to die. The man now told him, the mistake you do to yourself is to give up. Don't give up. You have to fight back. Sometimes it's not the sickness that kills people. It's when you give up, you go. So the brother now came with the wife. They were shouting this prayer. They were praying. They were shouting this prayer. After all, they now told him, let him not dare make that statement. He said they should help him beg his wife. I said, don't beg me. You don't just give up. And that was how we started the second phase of journey. After a week, he just woke up in the morning. No, before that time. Okay. Before that time, the eye was swelling up. The eyes were just swelling up. I said, why is your eye swelling up like this? The eyes came out like an egg yolk, yellow, out. I said, what is this? When the eye will go down, we struggled out for another 1 week. When the eye will go down, he just woke up that morning and said, Ira Anish, that's what he called me. He said, no light. No light with all this light in this place. He said, the place is dark. And that was the end. He said, the place is dark. That was where I started from. I said, God, reach the place, come and help me. With all this, about 3 times, the devil tried. They wanted to take him away. But because it is not his time, it is not God's time, God helped us. The first time, he was just sleeping. After so many drugs, they now resort to insulin. That the sugar is not going down. They resorted to insulin. And that was when, one morning we wake up. He was lying down. We were sitting with the brother and the wife and my friend. I went to him. I would touch him again. Clean the sweat. They said I should leave him. He's not afraid of his brother. His brother will be fine. It's me. They will bring food. I will not eat. I'm on him, only sitting down crying. But as God will help me that day, I ran to the nurse and said, I don't understand the way he's sweating. When the nurse came, they rushed together. They reached him. They tested the sugar. They said the sugar is 2. Madam, wake him up. I was hitting his chest. He was not waking up. I just shouted, Jesus, and hit his chest. He just made, I saw somebody that came back. The woman said, give him food. Upon carrying food to put in his mouth, he just, the eyes went up. I shouted. The brother just raised him up, hit him on the back. The nurse, the doctor, wake him. They hit him. Already I was outside. I don't know what was happening until they revived him. Another time, I would just raise him up to feed him. The children were there with us. He just stretched. And I just lie him down again, shouted, Jesus. He now asked me, what is it? I said, oh, you don't know what happened? When I called the doctor, they tested him, they did everything. The doctor said, nothing, madam. I said, please raise him up again, doctor. As soon as the doctor just raised him up, he just stretched again. The doctor just lie him down. He said, madam, continue with your prayer. The Lord will take control. They left me there. That thing went up like that, different situation, until there was nothing they could do in Garki Hospital again. He was just going down. The brother, one of his cousins, said, let's go to National Hospital. They now changed us to National. That very day we were going to National Hospital. The place we were staying in Sabose, different churches that were there, the Menwa called all the pastors. They gathered themselves and came and wait for us at the front of the hospital, the emergency unit. My husband was carried like a baby. They carried him like this. Me and my first son were holding him, crying. As soon as we reached, the senior among the pastors said, wait, I come against every spirit of death. That man started praying. They all gathered, they prayed before we were admitted into National Hospital. You see, that day we entered National Hospital. That was the day my husband left us. He was shouting, come, let's follow here. You see them coming. They will kill me. See them, see these women, they are holding cane. They want to flog me. They will kill me. I said, who is these people? He was shouting, groaning. He said, come, let's follow this way. They will kill me. See them, see people. Let's enter this keke napek and run. I said, I can't join you to enter that keke napek. I was praying. For 3 days, he was into that hallucination. Shouting. They want to kill him. Calling names. Calling people. All these things. He did not know he was doing that. But because of, it did not come to me, maybe I would have recorded it. I couldn't record. It was just cry and prayer. The last one that happened was the day he fainted. He just went off. I just went outside the hospital. I called our church in Sabose. I said, the Bible says, if one of you is sick, call on the elders. Distance is no barrier to what God can do. I want you to call 1 or 2 elders and enter the church now. My husband must not die. I called my sister. I called my elder brother. I said, everybody should enter where they will enter with prayers. My husband must not die. That was the day he was revived. I think we'll have another time to give this testimony because Daddy is up. But the one I want to say last was when I have got it to my throat. I was tired in National Hospital. The sugar was not going down. The PP was not going down. It was not responding. There was nothing. And they will bring the drugs like this. He will swallow the drug. I said, what's all this drug? What is it doing? Every evening, they will prick his body, take blood for test. It got to a time, the doctor said they will chain him to the bed because of his struggle. Madam is violent. See how he's hitting you. He's beating you. I say he's not beating me consciously. You can hear what he's saying. And that was how God helped me. We fought that battle. On the day we were supposed to leave that hospital, the sugar was 380. BP, 380. That 80 day, they sent it to me. Everything, the sugar, I just told the doctor that I'm tired. I know where my problem is. Let me go. The doctor said, Madam, let's observe him. I said, I want to go. As soon as they just discharged me, the nurse was giving me the drugs to go. He said, I want to vomit. I said, vomit again. I carry rubber. He started, boom, boom. The next one, he just stretched. That was how I shouted again. The doctors, they came around. They tried to do, they were trying their, I just turned back and I was crying, shouting to my God. And when they came around, they resuscitated him. They said, we should observe him. I told the doctor, if I sleep another night in this hospital, my husband will die. Let me go and face my God. They discharged us.
That was how you were.
From for that day, Daddy, till now that I'm talking to you, from the peak of the drugs of diabetes to the minimum, we did not come back to hospital again. BP was normal. And to God be the glory. He has brought us thus far. And midst of it that day, I will not say my testimony without talking about this. In year 2020, even amidst of this, all happened. I reached a point that even food to eat was not in my house. I wake up in the morning and tell my children we are fasting because there's no food. When this thing happened to us, year 2020, the devil struck me. Our last born, my daughter, 13-year-old, nothing. Me that struggle with the father. Before I know it, within 2 days, I lost my daughter. But I want you to know that whatever happened to you as a man, a human being, God is aware. I told my children, our daughter cannot come back. But what God has done for us is more than what we can say. Our daddy is alive today. It's not by our power. It's not by our mind. It's by the grace of God. And I want to use this privilege also before the people of God to appreciate him, Daddy. Let me appreciate him. Good. This my husband. Yoruba call it Olowo Orimi. Okomi. Eniju Eledumare. The one that God has shown mercy. The steadfast and the courageous man stood after said he's not giving up and gave me the power to stand before you people today and talk. Because he allowed this situation. If he's another person, I will not be standing like this. If you want to do this one, I said, let me do it. He said, let me do it. Just show me. Sometimes I forget that I have a situation in the house because he allows me, he frees me. So I just want to say thank you, Daddy. This is just the beginning of what God will do in our life. He is faithful. Praise the Lord.
Thank you. I have talked to you before.
So please, I will round up by in rounding up, I read from 2 Kings chapter 20, verse 1 to 6, the story of Hezekiah. God, in his mercy, added X years to my life. X years. Out of those X years, I have spent 10. And it's just by the grace of God. Normally, when I have opportunity to share my story and give testimony, there is a song I like to sing. And there's a quotation which is also very favorite to me. And the song is by Marilyn Sellers. If you know it, you can join me at a point. I am only human. I'm just a man. Help me believe in all I could be and all that I am. Show me the stairway I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time. Sweet Jesus, that's all I am asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yeah. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Proverbs one of my favorite verses is Proverbs chapter 4, I think verse 3 and something. And it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thine ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. And the final thing I want to say is a quotation by a great mathematician, Louis Pascal, who invented the Pascal's triangle. And he says, if you bet that Christianity is true, you have God, you have heaven, and you have everything. But if it is false, you have nothing to lose. I repeat that verse. If you bet that Christianity is true, you've gained God, you've gained eternity, and you have everything. But if it is false, you have absolutely nothing to lose. But if you bet that Christianity is false, and at the end of the day, it turns out that Christianity is true, there is God, there is heaven, you have lost everything. If you forget everything I've said, don't forget this. God bless you.
Praise the Lord. This is the celebration of the grace of God, the faithfulness of God. And our brother is a product of grace. When you think your situation is beyond redemption, that is the time you must believe that as far as there is life in you, all hope is not lost. No matter how down you are, it does not take God a second to raise you up. No matter how dead you are, it does not take God a second to give back life to you. Today, I believe you are challenged. When people complain about their situations, they think their own situation is the worst. When you see what another person is passing through, you will learn to appreciate God. So we thank God for the life of our brother, Engineer